Hey everybody, welcome to the second installment of our vlog. And in this trip, we are heading up to this property up in the mountains where we're going to be growing the herbs and we're going to be doing some homesteading and stuff like that. Like I said, it's a long transition. So right now we're at the place where we're kind of going up there every other weekend or so to try to get the place cleaned up. There's a house on the property already, an old house and an old post office, and we're kind of getting that remodeled and such. So during this time, we kind of want to share what the trip up there is like from the city going into the mountains. Some of the places we like to stop along the way, maybe stuff like that. I got this hat right here, okay, and this has our logo on there, Wild Mountain Yarbs.
They didn't print it correctly though.
They didn't quite print it correctly. It's not supposed to have any white in it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not supposed to have any white. It's supposed to be
all solid black.
Solid black, and the green looked like a lighter color in the picture online, so it looked like it stood out a little more. But nonetheless, I like the style of hat, of course. I'm partial to trucker hats.
Yes.
And I'm gonna just go ahead and sport it. We're going up here. Now, along the road, we're listening to some music, and a lot of people might not know. I like to throw little tips in there that have really nothing to do with anything except for just some FYIs. Amazon Music is pretty cool because you can find pretty much anything on there, especially if you have the monthly subscription or whatever, and we're not sponsored, endorsed by them by any means. But what's a cool feature on it is if you pick a song and you have it play that song for you, you push the Siri button or whatever and have it play that song for you, it'll play a bunch more songs like that. There are a few times where it seems to mess up, like it'll for some reason go from Merle Haggard to Billie Eilish or something like that. But a lot of times we've been listening to some country music here as we're starting out. A little bit of Patsy Cline, Floyd Kramer, some of the old ones, Bobby Bear, some good stuff.
So I have to add a little bit of something to that. I fought with that freaking app all the way home from work. I hate Amazon Music. Hate it. It constantly glitches, constantly locks up, messes up. I asked it 50 times to play classic bluegrass. And what does it come out with? It comes out with some 50s song that has the word blue in the title. And I'm like, that is not bluegrass, right? So I don't know why yours works so much better than mine does, but I try to use it as much as I can, but I'm just about to the point where I'm about to drop it because I'm paying money for something that truly sucks.
Maybe it's the Android phone.
I don't think it's the Android because my Android works great on everything else. You know what I mean? Every other app works great on it. But I don't know. I don't know why. Don't know why it does that for me, but it doesn't often.
That's
it doesn't
really
often. And I go in, I'm the one that goes in and I clear the cache and I, reset everything and I clean my phone out all the time. And so I know it's not that. Jeff never cleans his phone out.
You don't have to do that on
like
iPhone.
He's got,
it cleans itself out.
No, it doesn't. It's got umpteen million, like gigabytes of storage and it's all full. So I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with the phone, but
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just wanted to listen to some classic bluegrass.
Yeah.
I really did. And I ended up playing Flogging Molly's, some Irish music or something,
because Death likes it. We got Death in the back. You can't see him. We'll show him a little later. This is his. He's been with us almost a week.
He's all the way in the back
almost
in a cage back there.
We got him on Sunday, and we're already taking him to the mountains.
Yep, he is half boxer and half pit bull, and this will be the first dog like that we've had. We've never had a boxer before. We're not sure if we had a pit bull. Maybe a half.
The last dog might have been.
Maybe
his name was Taco.
Yeah, but he didn't look anything like it. But this one is goofy, really, really goofy. But you'll get a chance to see him somewhere along the way.
Yeah. So this episode, trip up there, what it looks like when we get there tonight, and then in the next episode, we'll kind of show you around what we're doing up there. So stay tuned. Now we're into our trip. One place we like to stop at is this Love's Travel Stop here. They got an Arby's in here.
Yeah.
Get some food. I like to get the curly fries.
And I like the crinkle cut.
Some horsey sauce, 3 pepper sauce, buffalo chicken sandwich, and
So So whenever they have the fish sandwiches, I always get the fish. I'm not a big fish lover, but per se, you know. This is the only place I get them, but they're really, really good. It's like wild caught Alaskan cod or something crazy like that. But
I wonder what's the difference. What's wild caught mean? Like,
I think I don't know. I think
aren't all
they're
fish
healthier.
wild when they're caught?
Well, you would think so, yeah. But I think that basically means that they didn't go and dump a bunch of fish into a pond and then fish them out and come, you know, for the sake of making fish sandwiches. Like they're actually out swimming around in the oceans and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's not from a stocked pond, basically.
Oh, that's good.
I
So
think that's what that means.
healthy fish sandwich and a healthy buffalo chicken sandwich
I don't
here.
know about healthy.
Some sauce on there. This is a different Loves. We're a couple hours into our trip here. I think we got about 4 hours left to go, so we're not quite halfway there. But stop here and get some coffee. It's about that time. What time is it anyway, do you know?
It's like 9.
It's at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Got some pretty good magnets here. Here with the bear. Oh yeah, like they got all kinds of like outdoor like bear and what's behind them there. That's another moonshine type one. Here. Adventure awaits. That's true.
It's like mostly water, though.
All right, so here's Death's making his first appearance, and he's walking out here. He wants to get picked up already. He just got out here, and we're walking him on this hill by Loves. Just give him a chance to go to the potty. Yeah, he's exploring. So we got some coffee at the Loves. Got pretty good coffee. Some fresh ground stuff.
It's no Pilot.
It's not. I have
No
to say, Pilot probably has the best coffee on the interstate.
They do, but it is good.
But Loves was here. I got some fire sunflower seeds. New flavor. Try them out.
I got candy.
There they are. There's Death in his cage back there. He feels safe in that cage. Protected. He's got his blanket back there. He likes it.
He's still a baby.
He's gotten to the point where he goes in there by himself now. And then that's the Wolfman right there. That's his sister.
Her name is Daisy. It's not Wolfman.
And then there's Pitters. Pitters is the other one. But yeah, we call her the Wolfman because she looks kind of like Teen Wolf. So.
Yeah, only white maybe.
Yeah. So we're at the Flying J, Fort Chiswell, as the sign says back there.
Yes.
We stopped in here to get a few snacks because once we get up there, we're not gonna have any snacks tonight.
Yeah.
So we had to stop and get some along the way. But we conducted a little bit of business on the interstate. We have a line of products, and we came up with some unique names for these products.
Yes.
We're going with a mountain theme here, so everything's kind of like in mountain talk and has mountain names. But
some of it with a little bit of humor.
Oh, it's got some humor.
Humor.
Got some stories behind it.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be pretty cool. We're not gonna quite say the names of those products yet, but we will. We do have a website. It's wildmountainyarbs.com.
But it's not set up yet.
Not set up yet,
Not
but
set
we
up
will
yet.
be setting that up, and we'll be putting some of the products that we have on there.
Yeah.
But we're night people, so once we get up there, we're gonna be hanging out for a little bit. We'll do a little more vlogging, and I'm not sure if the night people really goes well with the farmer, with the farming.
Not necessarily.
But it will, it's late to bed, early to rise, and then a midday nap. And that probably works a little better.
Yeah.
So we'll make it jive. All right, so we got here a little late. It's pretty dark. It's about 2 in the morning. And what we always do is light up the Coleman lantern. That's our front porch light because we don't have any power out here. But front porch, got a big front porch here. And yeah, we're gonna be sleeping here tonight. There's the Wolfman inside the door. All right. This is where we've kind of been keeping a lot of our tools and stuff. Some propane tanks, because everything runs on propane when you don't have electricity or kerosene, but our stove runs on propane and our lanterns. So, yeah, this is the utility room.
Do you know where the contractor's bags are?
I
thought they were in here.
There might be a box of them in here. I know I left the ones I bought last time. I left them at Big Ted's house.
Oh, man.
So there's that. But, yeah, we're walking into the kitchen here. This is where some of the magic is going to happen, where some of the herbs are going to be made. Well, the herbs aren't going to be made here, but the products are. So, but it's rough right now. So far, what we did is we tore up the linoleum. There's some hardwood floors under here, but we'll come through and we'll take more of a look at the inside in the daylight. Just kind of want to show what the setup looks like here. Like when we get here, it's just dark. You know, we don't have any electricity.
No running water yet.
No running water. That's why I have all that bottled water there.
Yeah, we're working on it though.
And yeah.
But it looks rough now, but it was in far worse shape when we actually purchased it and moved in here or got in here. You know, there was like old shag carpet with like the really thick pad underneath. You know, there was vinyl floor like linoleum that was all torn up that was over top of the floors. It's got beautiful hardwood floors. They just need to be sanded and refinished. Because for some reason they sanded only around the perimeter of each room.
Yeah, in the kitchen they didn't sand at all. It doesn't look like they didn't do anything.
Stain anything in the perimeter, and it's kind of strange. It's almost like they had area rugs in here at one time. But,
it is. Yeah, we tore up carpet in the living room, and what we'll show you tomorrow is the bedroom area.
Yeah.
Whatever the other room would be.
Yeah. Yeah, show them the light switches.
Bathroom's a mess. I'm not sure we'll see them quite. Let me get your flashlight there.
Flashlight, because that's an interest. That's like 1950s.
Yeah, so
this place was built.
This is the kind of wiring we're talking about here. Like the ceiling fan, like the wiring goes across. It's not even really in the wall, but it comes to this old light switch, which is ancient and not anywhere near up to code. So.
And because the property was abandoned for quite a few years, now the county is going to have to come in and do an electrical inspection prior to them being able to put the meter into our meter box. So it's going to fail inspection. We know that right now. So I think we're going to have to get an electrician in here, figure out why in the world they have electrical outlets like on the floor facing up, as opposed to being in the walls. I know that when we tore out some of the paneling, it was all like that ugly wood 1970s paneling in here. When we tore that out, we found sheetrock behind it. When we tore out the sheetrock, we found wood behind it. And that's what's underneath the bar in the front here.
Yeah.
Which I think we're going to leave because it's rustic and really, really cool.
Yeah,
But,
so we tore off all that sheetrock down there to expose that.
Yeah, but my theory is that perhaps it was just kind of lazy electrical work. They didn't really feel like cutting through the wood and cutting through everything else to be able to put the outlets in there. I don't know. That's the only thing I can figure is it has something to do with that wood behind the sheetrock.
Right.
But hopefully we can get normal electricity in here.
Absolutely.
Because, we use a lot of batteries and a lot of propane right now.
Luckily, things are rechargeable nowadays.
Yes.
So
thank goodness.
Take them home, recharge everything up during the week, and then bring it back up here with us.
Yeah, and Jeff is fairly in love with his Coleman flashlight, which he does not have right now. But it's got the one source, or is it power source?
Yeah, it's the Coleman one source. We'll have to show that.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I hope the flashlight is with us.
I hope so too.
Because that's when we use. Whose parents, who when they were a kid, did not have this in their bedroom?
Oh yeah, my grandparents had that light fixture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had it in my dad's house, I think probably still up until we sold it earlier this year, from the time they moved in there, probably in the 70s.
Yeah.
So that's It's pretty neat to see the wire goes back.
Yeah, it'll be neat to see that thing lit up.
Yeah, it will. It will. Absolutely. But we'll show you a little more around the house tomorrow.
In the daytime.
Right now, let's take it to the front porch.
Yep.
We're out on the front porch here. And this is, I did bring the Coleman flashlight. Not sponsored or endorsed by them by any means. But this is the Coleman One Source. And I kind of fell in love with this. Like, I'll always have a Coleman. I had another flashlight that was a battery saver. Took regular batteries. And I always have it on my nightstand. Now it's this one. And the battery comes out, looks like this, right? Coleman One Source battery. And the cool thing about it is, if I push the top, it lights up 2 lights, so it tells me how much power is left. And maybe you can see it better there, right?
Yes.
And then if I hold this a little bit longer, the battery itself is a flashlight. So the battery itself I can use for a little flashlight.
If need be.
If need be. The battery also, the cool thing about it is it works as a battery bank. So I can charge my phone off this by popping open this. I can plug in a USB cord in there, charge my phone off it. They have a lot of things that this goes in, like tent fans and blow up mattresses and lights and all kinds of stuff. But let's look at the power of this thing. So look across the street. This is our view, right?
We got a shack over there.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna light it up. The low source, and this is the high one.
Ooh.
So look at the range on that, how it lights it up. And you can kind of pan over and see it just like it goes forever through the woods.
It does. It's hard to tell on here, but it really does.
It does. If I
light
shine
it
it
up
up here,
well.
like it lights up the whole.
Yeah.
You know, like you shine it over at me now.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's daylight out here.
It does.
Right? Look at the difference.
Yeah.
See, so
That's a big difference.
it's a pretty cool flashlight, definitely.
So with this video, we kind of wanted to give you an overview of what situation we're in right now, what the status is of our kind of move, our slow, progressive move up to the Appalachians. And we've been trying to do this for a great many years. We've always wanted a piece of property up here and wanted to kind of get away from the city. And this is a perfect opportunity. We found this house, found this property. It is 16.5 acres. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier.
I don't know.
It is 16.5 wooded acres, and it's fully hardwoods. I don't know that there's a single pine tree on the property.
I don't know.
Like, it's really strange because we come from an area that is almost completely pine trees. But the problem with it is right now that we're in the middle of the winter. Like, we bought it right at Christmas time. And so coming up here, you know, I see the potential. I see all these dead, you know, like bushes and dead trees, and there's something in the front of the barn that's got all these thorns on it. I don't know what these things are because I don't have the flowers that I can look at or the leaves that I can look at. So I'm so excited to be able to get back up here in the springtime because I can actually see what I've got on the property that we can wild forage, we can harvest right from here. I know that I found some reishi, however you pronounce it, reishi mushrooms growing on some of the trees out here, and they're hard as a rock, so it looks like they were probably ones from the previous year that have, you know, gone bad. But if they grow on the property, there's probably tons of other things. I've looked at a couple of things and thought maybe that I have some oat straw on the property, which I'm really excited about because I really want the milky oats from it. For a couple of recipes that I've come up with, a couple formulations. The thorny things that are just basically just a branch with thorns on them at this point, it very well could be that those are wild raspberries, wild blackberries, something of that nature. It's also hard to tell from the trees what we've got as far as, you know, I know just by finding a couple of things on the ground that we have a great many like black walnut trees on the property, which is also really cool things because they have a lot of medicinal value to them. Not only the hull, the fruit that forms around the nut, but the nut itself as well. And these can be used for medicinal purposes as well as edible purposes. So we're really excited about that. And I think there's a great many more resources, things that we can look to on this property. But there are some things that I just like, I'm at a loss. I have no idea what it is.
Right.
We've got all of these little like beige colored trees, like they're almost like tiny, like young trees, juvenile trees, that we came and found growing all over the property. So whatever they are, they reproduce like crazy. I don't know if they're young aspen trees or what the case is, but I can't wait till the springtime to be able to see what exactly we have here that we can draw from for Wild Mountain Yarbs.
Absolutely. So if you're watching this, you watch the first one, you watch the second one. Some people might be like, "What is the point of this? What are these people doing?" It's a very long process here.
It is.
But just to kind of take you to the end goal is we're looking at homesteading. We bought this property. It just happened to have this post office and another house, a shack, a bunch of outbuildings, a barn, all this stuff on it, and a cemetery.
A family cemetery with 75 people buried.
Yes.
There. Beautiful cemetery.
So it just happened to have all this stuff on it. But our end goal is to, out in the middle of the property here, way in the woods, is to put a cabin,
right,
and a homestead out there, and also to get Wild Mountain Yarbs, the business, rolling to the point where we can work that full time.
Yes, and eventually the post office here will become the kind of Wild Mountain Yarbs headquarters, as well as maybe a guest house.
Right.
If we have family or friends that want to come up here and stay.
Absolutely. So it's going to be very slow, a long process, couple years probably before this gets in a full roll. But we've already got a game plan going as far as the business, and we'll kind of take you through what we do with that and what we put together with that and the events that we set up at. That's going to be fun.
Right.
In the not too distant future, but future, when it turns spring, we're going to take a walk through the property here, and Linda will show you how to identify some certain plants and some certain herbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what we'll also do in the next coming episodes is we'll break these up in a little shorter videos, but in the next one, we'll take you through during the day and we'll show you what we've done with the post office,
right,
what it looks like, all that stuff. We'll also do a video walking around here in the winter time to kind of show you the layout of the land and
yes,
what already grows there, what we can't identify, what we might be able to identify.
Yeah, because you never know if somebody watching might be able to identify something.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. And there's another house on this property, which is cool. We'll show you that as well in a coming episode.
1930s farmhouse?
1930s farmhouse. So it's pretty cool. But hey, thanks for joining us for this episode. Tune in for the next one because we're going to take you inside, show you this post office in the daylight.